Welcome to Park City, Utah. I'm Kate Stutzman at the Sundance Film Festival. Here for 10 days in January, filmmakers have a chance to showcase their movies and make some crucial deals. We were there on day one when the show was getting underway. Main Street in Park City isn't usually this busy. The trucks are rolling in. The Sundance Film Festival has officially begun here in Park City, Utah. The quaint town of only 7,000 people will soon see about 40,000 people converge, all to celebrate the art of filmmaking. That includes everything from Canadian animation to documentaries to film shorts to big name features like Get Low, starring Bill Murray and Sissy Spacek.
Funeral party while you're alive so you can go.
Yes or no?
Yes.
For 10 days, this small city is turned into a major hub for filmmakers. Locals love it, and volunteers keep coming back.
We always love everybody coming to Park City and making it feel like a festival, and it's great.
You meet people from all over the world. Very fun. The music is awesome.
The hottest place to catch all the stars is right here at the Caledonian Hotel. In fact, people are still talking about the infamous hot tub party Ashton Kutcher held here last year. But this festival isn't just about the celebrities. The real stars here are the filmmakers.
I mean, Sundance is the essence of artistic integrity to me because, you know, Robert Redford, who started it, is a huge movie star, and he could have done any number of things with his sway, but he decided to start this foundation to shepherd young, independent filmmakers and get their films out there.
From its humble beginnings back in 1981, the Sundance Film Festival started with only 25 films right here at the Egyptian Theater on Main Street in Park City, Utah. Now there were over 10,000 submissions, and this year only 200 were accepted.
Staying true to our mission of supporting independent artists, taking chances and risks in their art, and that core value hasn't changed.
Probably the greatest thing of all for me, or the greatest reward, is when somebody were to stop me, whether it's on a plane or in the street or restaurant or wherever, and just say thank you for changing my life. Thank you for giving me the chance I never dreamed I could have, and it's meant everything to me.
Also running at the same time as Sundance is the Slamdance Film Festival. Now, the requirements for admission are a little bit different than Sundance. It's mainly for first-time directors with budgets under $1 million.
Something's here. I feel it breathing on me.
Movies like Paranormal Activity are major Slamdance success stories. It premiered at the festival in 2008 as a small indie film that cost only $15,000. It went onto the big screen and raked in more than $100 million.
The stars do not lead the way, and with a film, for example, like Paranormal Activity, which we had here, I mean, you know, we have a great example of how a film can really break out and create an event and do extremely well financially in the box office. So it's possible, and that's what we've always believed and always do. And I think that in some ways Sundance over the last few years has kind of lost sight of that.
Baxter started Slamdance in 1995 after his own film was rejected from Sundance. Now the relationship between his film festival and Robert Redford's is a work in progress.
We coexist. I think over the years they've become used to us. You know, I mean, we support what they do. We invite their filmmakers to everything that we have here. And I'd like to think of it as a sharing experience.
To put it in perspective, Slamdance has a few dozen volunteers working for them. Sundance has over 1,500 alone. One filmmaker and actress who does bridge the gap between both is Lynn Shelton. She got her start at Slamdance and found success at Sundance.
Sundance changed my life completely. I mean, it really did. This last year, you know, again, I was here a year ago, so having this, being back a year later, it's like this, all I can do is think about how crazy this year has been and how different my life has been because of this festival.
From the small indie films to the majors, Sundance has it all. The movie Howl is also premiering here at Sundance and stars Hollywood heavyweights James Franco and Mad Men's John Hamm. Now, the controversial story takes place in 1957, a time period Hamm is used to working in. Your hit show Mad Men is set in the 60s. Do you find yourself drawn to roles and stories that are set in this time frame?
No. That's just the luck of the draw. But obviously there are similar themes. I mean, this is a very fertile time in our culture. The post-war era, the Eisenhower era, moving into the Kennedy era. you're dealing with a lot of shifts in conventional wisdom. No, I'm not only going to do things that take place in 1957 through 1967.
I see.
One of the highlights of the week was the premiere of Splice at the Egyptian Theater. Now, the science fiction thriller stars Canadian actress Sarah Polley and Adrian Brody. It's also directed by a Canadian, Vincenzo Natali. Imagine science's newest miracle is a mistake. That's the premise of the movie Splice, starring Canadian actress Sarah Polley and Adrian Brody.
We both played geneticists, and we're a couple, and we are faced with making serious decisions and making mistakes.
Computer graphics were kept to a minimum. They were used to help create the creature, which was played by real actors. The minimalist approach helped to enhance the realistic feel of the movie.
It's like kind of being on the inside of a magic trick.
Yeah.
And I used to be a magician before I was an actor. And there's something wonderful about the illusion that comes together, that you're actually interacting with something that wasn't even there.
There was also a very human element to the creature, so there was a sense that you weren't acting in a vacuum, which I think must be really difficult.
Polley is still best known for her role in Road to Avonlea, but over the years has become a successful director. She doesn't take many acting roles, but this was one she couldn't pass on.
The character was one of the most interesting characters I'd ever read written for a woman. I mean, she's so ambitious and so full of energy and a kind of love for life, and also so kind of manipulative and controlling, and it's just the kind of part you don't see often written for women.
Canadian director Vincenzo Natali says Polley and Brody were the perfect actors to bring his story to the big screen.
Splice is a movie that definitely pushes boundaries. It steps into what I would probably describe as taboo territory. And both Sarah and Adrian, I think, were as attracted by these dangerous aspects of the story as anything else.
The worldwide release is still in the works, but critics are already praising this sci-fi thriller. It's definitely going to be one to watch for in 2010. There's a lot more to Sundance than just red carpets and news conferences. There are some serious parties. We're going to take you to a few of them on the other side of the break.